THPN Sports.
Folks, welcome tonight. We're going to let Larry Eli do his thing, and we'll be talking to you in just a minute as we go through the starting lineups for both teams.
Number 12, Morgan Finley. Number 14, Julia Gooding. And number 22, Megan Mahan. The Jackets are coached by Alex Ritterhausen. And now for your Indian Hill Braves.
Seniors all across the board for the Braves today, as you saw also for Taylor.
The starters this afternoon. Number 5, Amy Prue.
Amy Prue, number 5, senior.
Number 13, Maddie Antonucci.
Maddie Antonucci, senior.
Number 21, Sarah Stevens.
Sarah Stevens, senior.
Number 22, Ella Riggs.
Ella Riggs, not a senior. Sophomore wing player. And Nora Stern, our final senior of our 4 tonight. Well, welcome, folks. As we have the last couple of games, Pete Robinson, Chuck DeHamel coming to you. We'll see which. Oh, we're on the other camera to our left. Hi, guys. Before I forget, the senior day activities, which were done pre-game, sometimes in the past we've done that as a lead into the game. Today they will be broadcast at halftime. So those of you expecting to get a nice bathroom break for 10 minutes while we're at halftime, don't go away because the seniors will be introduced and their accolades. So here we are, ready to roll. Let's get back to tip-off. Not the usual suspects for the Braves today, as we just mentioned. Senior day traditions. Usually most schools have their senior players start. Nora Stern foregoes a 3 right off the bat, which I think is one of the nicest traditions out there, that it's customary that seniors get, not only is it their day in the sun for senior day, but they get the starting nod regardless of their level of minutes played over the course of the year.
We're into the game. Taylor brings the ball. They've got it over the front court. Indian Hill running a little 2-2-1 half-court press. Number 22 for Taylor is true. That would be Megan Mahan. She hits a 3 from the left baseline. 3-0 Taylor. Maddie up front. Nora passes to Sarah underneath.
Oh, Sarah should have gone up strong, but being deferential to some of her teammates there, maybe a little too unselfish.
Back to Megan for
again.
Taylor again. Comes up short, Sarah Stevens on the rebound. Careful. Nearly a pickup by Taylor. Maddie brings it up over the timeline. Leaves it for Ella. Nora Stern right wing. Back to Ella on top. Ella assesses, swings Amy Prue. Left wing back to Ella on top. Nora Stern thought about it. Sarah Stevens down low. She passes
ball
to Maddie, and yeah, I think you're right, Chuck. That's
Taylor,
a tied up ball.
Taylor's going to get that one. on the alternate position. Oh, they did take down the giant headdress inflatable here in the corner. Usually that would have been cleared off by the beginning of the game. It's still maybe a little bit of a trip hazard. They need to continue to move that out of the way.
Indian Hill comes out in the 1-2-1-1 full court press. Taylor breaks the timeline. They move it deep to the left wing to Katie O'Brien.
Get the far side, backside rebound.
Norstern picks up the air ball, and Maddie brings it up.
Yeah, defensively, the Braves there had all 5 of their players on that half of the court, and nobody sort of watching the backside. But fortunately, Nora was able to get back and get a nice, get the fortuitous bounce off the missed Taylor shot.
Maddie with a long 3. Does not fall. Indian Hill on the rebound. Norstern deep from the left wing, and she comes up short. Taylor rebounding it. Number 12, Morgan Finley, brings it over the timeline. She swings it to 22, Megan Mahone. She goes inside to the post player, Julia Gooding, who turns and is true on a nice little short turnaround jumper. It's 5-0 in favor of Taylor. We're just 2 minutes into the game. Ella Riggs over the timeline. Maddie assesses, kicks it deep to Nora. Nora for a 3. Just deep. Go up with that
board. Strong and foul. The hoop and the harm for Maddie Antonucci. And Braves get on the board. Looks like we're going to have our line change with regular starters Annie Ishfording, Jaden James, and Kennedy Green going into the game, and Nora and Sarah and Amy Prue taking a seat. We'll see Amy back here shortly, I'm sure. So I wasn't paying attention. We get a lane violation on the Braves. I didn't see who stepped in there because
it looked like it was Jaden. Anyway, the Braves are 1-2-1-1 full court press. Taylor assesses the inbound. They get the ball in. Maddie tips it. Oh, unfortunate.
Couldn't grab it. Yeah, so Jaden contributes right away, but just not in the way that she had wanted to.
This could be 10 seconds, and it is.
Nope, I think we got a 30-second timeout.
Well, that was a good timeout by the coach for Taylor, Alex Ritterhausen, because they were about 9.5 on that. good use of the 30-second timeout.
Yeah, I'm not sure he didn't want to call a timeout, 2.5 minutes into the first quarter, but you got to do what you got to do. So again, folks, we have 4 seniors. This will be their second to last game because the Braves do play Finneytown on Wednesday. Hopefully, Finneytown will get a basket in that game, unlike their game at Finneytown a month and a half ago. But senior night was a great time to celebrate the all Braves contributions. I was up looking at the books that some of the underclass parents made for our 4 seniors. Nice box out by Jaden on the other side. Went Maddie's way, but Jane doing, as I've seen her do a lot this year, she's really gotten adept and conscientious about her boxing and does a really good job with that.
Ella deep
Riggs
on the left
corner.
baseline. A nice reverse layup going. Oh, unfortunate. You talk often, Chuck, about Ella and the Euro step. That reverse looked more NBA step than anything.
Yeah. I get that hint. Yeah, her Euro stepped. Unfortunately, she stepped on Lithuania, which is out of bounds in this league.
Taylor breaks the timeline. The ball is swung deep to the right corner of Megan Mahone. She looks inside the 14.
Jaden got away with a little bit of arm grabbing there, but doesn't matter. Riggsy should take that, I believe. Whoop, lost the handle, unfortunately. Kick it. She traveled.
Yeah, she did.
And the ball's going out. So, yeah, she got away with a little walk there, but moot point as the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Yellow Jackets basketball.
Braves are hinting at some half-court pressure. Maddie is looking to deny that entry pass. Back in the backcourt, Taylor still not over the timeline. They are flirting with disaster and barely get it across without throwing it away.
I've been remiss in mentioning that Ashley, the howitzer Booker, number 10 for Taylor, has come into the ball game. Ashley will launch anytime, anywhere. Won't necessarily hit, but
come on, Jaden, hold that ball.
She ain't shy about firing it up.
Indian Hill feeds Jaden, who could not hold the ball. Taylor in transition brings it over the timeline. Number 2, Katie O'Brien swings it deep left baseline in a little half-court press. Good play, KG. She steals it. Some errant pass.
Yeah,
at
Maddie's
midline.
unfortunately going to pick up a. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Looks like an errant Taylor pass.
I apologize. I thought for a second there that front of the table kind of blocked my view of the sideline. I thought that Maddie had maybe picked up a foul, but it looks like the Taylor player stepped out. Now the aforementioned Ashley Bucher, Taylor's leading scorer at 13.7 a game, which is double what. Well, not quite double, actually, but a lot more than Julia Gooding, who's next on Taylor's list at 8 rebounds and 8 points and 9 boards a game.
Julia Gooding's a nice-looking player already, has contributed. Maddie Antonucci hits a 3 for the Braves. There's a loose ball.
Get on it. There you go.
Maddie picks up the ball.
Jaden James hustling back and got her hands on that, and Braves got a fortunate bounce off the board and get possession.
Folks, it's 5-5. We got about 3:15 to go in the first. Maddie goes into Ella. Ella kicks it to Annie. Annie assesses. She takes it all the way in. Looked like there might have been a foul, but I guess it was clean. And now
there's a foul.
Yeah,
Rose Vigran.
There's a shock.
Yeah, Braves, a lot more fouls than last couple years. I mean, it's partly that's an experience thing. A lot more turnovers than in years past, too. We'll touch on that during some downtime here a little bit later.
Long one. There's your girl, number 10.
There's the
Ashley
howitzer
Bucher.
firing from distance.
You called that shot there, Chuck. Here comes Annie bringing it up over the timeline. Braves are going into what looks like a 1-2-1 half-court offense. Rose Vigran kicks it to Annie. Annie to Maddie. Nice ball fake. Annie takes the short one, but Jaden, big offensive rebound. Nice.
Yeah, good job on the boards here by Jaden, but yeah, Maddie. Yeah, it's a shot Maddie's normally going to hit, but just couldn't get it to roll that particular time.
Jaden working hard on the boards.
Amy Prue into the back end of the game, and she will trigger it. Out of bounds for Indian Hill. Look at Annie Yesterding standing there, but Nooch gets good position.
And one.
Once more, the hoop and the harm for baby Nooch. And the Braves take a 2, soon to probably be 3-point lead.
Maddie earned that one, falling hard to the hardwood, and those knee protectors came in handy there.
Yeah, absolutely they did. And the crowd quiets, and Maddie, as usual, nothing but not the proverbial nylon for Maddie.
Taylor trying to break the
Slide
Indian
your
Hill.
feet, Jay.
Oh, and that's
She
good
stepped out.
defense.
There you
Yes,
go.
it is. Indian Hill running their 2-1-1 full court press to the tees, and they force Taylor to step out of bounds. Brave ball. Annie brings it up. Rose Vigran swings to Jaden James, right wing. She assesses and loses control of the ball. Maddie picks up the loose change and draws the foul. Looks like that's going to be on Julia Gooding.
Yeah, that last step on the sideline turnover by Taylor. They are, we'll talk about this too in a little dead ball situation, but Taylor, as much as we kind of nitpick on the Braves for their increase in turnovers this year versus last year, Taylor is a turnover machine, although they have gotten a little bit better from last year, but it's still atrocious.
The ball's triggered in to Jaden James. The Braves on a reset. Annie, top of the key, assesses through her legs to the right. She goes inside to Jaden, who cannot catch the ball. Taylor is
a little too much air under that one.
Taylor in transition. Number 22, Megan Mahon, deep in the left
Ashley
wing.
Bucher right all wide by herself on the far corner, just hoping that somebody sees her and jack the ball over to her so she can launch one.
A good defensive play by Maddie, denying Morgan Finley on the post. Taylor will inbound it into their defensive backcourt. A tricky little play. Oh,
yeah, this 1-3-1 can, the Taylor's playing exactly right. They, the second one, the 1-3-1 person, in this case Maddie Antonucci, playing the back line, and she's got, Taylor sets up their offensive attack to address that, where they have two players just camped out on the respective corners on the outside the three-point line, hoping they can make just a little penetration and then force Maddie to run 25, 30 feet in order to get out in time, which usually isn't going to be successful because you get a nice catch and shoot, and you're not going to get stopped by even a speedy person under the basket.
Megan Mahon for Taylor, 1 for 2 from the line. Braves lead 8-6, a minute 40 to go in the first.
Amy's
Prue,
trying one.
a
That's
deep
long.
3. That's real deep. Rose Vigrant on the rebound. Here comes Maddie up the lane. That's a nice
long.
move. Unfortunately,
nice
doesn't
move,
fall.
Rose got away with the foul
Yes,
there.
she
reaching.
did.
And here's just talking about Ashley Booger camping out. Again, not a good percentage shooter from 3 as Ashley Booger, 30% on the year and about 25% last year as a junior. She's 33 of 108 from the distance coming into this particular game, again 30%. But she, as I said before, she ain't shy about jacking it up.
Indian Hill moves the ball around the key. Rose Vigrant, Amy Prue, right wing. Amy circles back, and the ball gets knocked away by the Taylor player. Looks like Ella's coming back in. Jaden's going to grab a sip of water, and we're just under a minute to go in the first. And now Coach Harrington does call the timeout. Looks like he's got something planned for the final 53-plus seconds.
Yep. Yeah, as I mentioned before, despite me being critical over the games of Indian Hill's diminished ball handling skills and dramatic increase in turnovers, Taylor has been the poster child for bad ball handling the last few years. Just to, for folks just for comparison's sake, Clarity Hamill last year had 28 turnovers over the course of the season. Ashley Booker and Morgan Finley, both of whom are on the, I don't know if they're both on the court right now, but both on this team certainly right at this moment, 117 each turnovers last year. Ashley Booker has 66 so far this year, so she's improved a bit, but still the Yellow Jackets just have a lot of trouble hanging onto the ball. And it's not just dribbling, it's passing, it's stepping on the line, as we've seen already a couple of times, 2-3 times where they've turned the ball over in that fashion. Rose, good shot, thank you. That's going to get her confidence up.
When there's
nice job, Amy Prue, pass it. Oh, we got a foul.
Yeah, nice play by Amy.
We have a jump ball.
I think it's a foul. I think it's going to be, no, you're right. It is a jump ball. Taylor is going to inbound the ball with 27 seconds to go.
We've talked about some in the last few games about the Braves needing to find additional scoring options after Maddie Antonucci and Ella Riggs, and then certainly Annie Istrading, who's been hot and cold in terms of putting points on the board. But I love seeing Rose. Even if she had missed that shot, it's like the right shot to take, and she really needs that to maybe get her confidence going and realize, hey, she's talented. She can put some points on the board. I thought Annie was going to take that, and she passed it up.
Looks like the Braves are going to hold for one at this point. We've got 15 seconds to go. They're running the high weave. Amy Prue kicks deep left corner. Maddie, she assesses back to Amy on top. We're at 10 seconds. Rose Vigrant for another long three and misses.
Can't get it. It looks like up, but it's Braves ball.
Braves are going to get it.
It was that 22 Megan Mahon.
Here's where I'd love to run. Love to see what we call Daryl, a pick and roll and get it to Maddie on the block.
Right there.
Maddie's going to hand it to Ella for a long one. Ella takes it to the hole on the buzzer. Count it.
That's going to count. She was kind of moving. That whole play was like, I was almost like watching it in slow motion, say, you guys got to speed this one up a little and get it off in time. But they managed to do it, and ball left Ella's hands with about 3 or 4 tenths of a tick left on the clock, and nice play by the Braves. I just am glad they were able to execute it before the clock ran out.
It looked like that could be the back pick and get it to Maddie on the block, or Maddie catches the ball, kicks to Ella, take the shot or drive. Ella drove, Ella made it. 13-6 Braves after one. Waiting for both coaches to have a quick chat with their team before they send them out for the second. Chuck, your thoughts on the first?
Well, I'm just looking up at the scoreboard here that all the points disappeared. I was going to make some, the quick comment about, who had put in a few buckets.
Well, it was Maddie. It was mostly Maddie.
Maddie had some points, and I just wanted to, before I'm pretty sure she's had at least 5 points now.
I think she had 8 or 10.
Which would have, her 5th point would have drawn her to the 1,400 career point plateau.
Well, she got it.
Only I think it was inevitable pretty much today.
She had I think she had 8 in the first.
She only needed 5, but, only the 3rd Brave to reach that lofty plateau. Now behind Ellie Schaub and career leader Nicole Bell for the Braves.
Taylor's going to inbound it to start the second. They bring the ball in, ball's deflected away. They will restart in their offensive half.
So we got Matt Antonucci, Ella Riggs, Annie Ishrading, Jaden James, and Rose Vigran on the floor for the Braves.
Maddie.
Nice look up, cross bounce pass.
Ooh, a nice block. Boy, oh boy. That was Julia Gooding saying no to Annie. Annie going up on the left side, unfortunately with the right hand, and perhaps if she used the left hand.
That pass did get through, but that would have, wide. I mean, we have a perfect angle from our vantage point of Ella going down there, and would have loved to seen a bounce pass to go through there and hitting Annie in stride.
Well, and I think
it went through anyway. So
if Annie goes up the left hand, she draws the foul.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she goes up right-handed, and Morgan Finley, who's tall and athletic, blocked that shot. Maddie
she's trying one. She's going to be short on that one.
Yeah.
And Mahan makes the rebound for Taylor.
Taylor gets the ball deep one. I believe that's Ashley Bucher.
Yep.
She's going to be deep, but a reset for Taylor on a long rebound. Megan Mahan on top. She kicks it to number 2 from the left wing. That would be Katie O'Brien.
Annie in strong position for that rebound. And
Ella brings
goes
it
up and gets it.
Look at Ella.
Nice strength by Ella Riggs. Nice body control. Gotten used to seeing that from Ella, where she'll go in, and she's not only is Ella tall to begin with, but she's got real long arms. Just really good body control, twisting and contorting. You saw it on that quarter 1 ending bucket, and you just saw it again there, where she's able to get off her shot without being necessarily squared up when she's driving.
Well, and it was an intelligent shot by Ella, and what I mean by that, she got to the block, and once you get to the block and you know your angle, she's looking for that sliver to get to the backboard, and that's what an intelligent scorer does, and she's rewarded for it.
Yep. Now, aside from Gooding, Taylor is not exactly what you'd call a big team. They've got a number of 5'6" players that they typically run in and out of there. Again, Gooding being the lone true post player that they typically have on the floor at any one time. So again, you just mentioned smart play by Ella. She's going in, and if again, not only is she already taller than her defender and everything, but she knows probably the help coming there immediately is not going to be someone who is going to stuff her back. So she knows that she can go over most defenders at any given time.
Well, Ella also has the instincts of a scorer. Clearly, she's on the court. She's assessing opportunities, and every team needs a player like Ella, someone that can find their opening, whether it be in transition there to finish, whether it be on the wing for a shot. And Ella's got those instincts and does a great job.
Jordan Church into the game right now. Looks like she's going to be at the point for the Braves. So we got 2 freshmen in the backcourt, Rose Vigran and Jordan Church.
Jaden has got the ball in the post, trying to make the move. She turns, loses it, and there's Julia Gooding, that name again. An active player, and there's a steal, a bad pass by Taylor that Jaden James cleans up. Braves bring it up in the front court. Jordan Church comes over to the right wing. There's a set. Oh, Jaden's wide open. She misses her. Rose Vigran on the left wing. There's a swing. Ella to the right side. The ball comes back. Now Rose Vigran on the right wing. There you go, Chuck.
There's the bounce pass.
We missed the bounce pass. Jackets on the
going
steal.
Strong. Nice play by her. Nice lead pass. Got her in stride and gave her an opportunity to get the ball and get up before Ella was able to get back there.
Rose Vigran not
nice
using
pass.
The bounce pass and unfortunately pays
Jordan's
for it. Nice block by Julia Gooding on the other end.
Way to be born tall.
Well, she played straight up and didn't leave her feet.
It's exactly, we talk about defenders, more so in girls basketball than boys, but don't leave you don't need to try to block every shot. You can make life difficult. And In that case, Jaden just put it right into her arms.
Jordan Church gets her pocket picked by the Taylor Yellow Jacket. They bring it up the front court.
Nice,
There's Julia
nice ball
Gooding.
movement.
Julia Gooding with a beautiful move down the lane.
Some contact there, no foul. I mean,
Could have been a three. Could have been a three-point
well,
play.
that could have been a charge too. I was
could
going to
have
say, I thought Maddie had good position. Ref decided to make a no call, which is, I'm okay with that in that particular situation. I mean, basketball is a contact sport. It's maybe not a collision sport, but it is in fact a contact sport, and you know, more so in the interior than on the perimeter, where you can get called for every little single thing.
Well, we have a tight game. It's 15-10 Braves, just over 5 to go, and Coach Harrington takes both of the freshmen out, Jordan Church and Rose Vigran, a couple errant passes, and goes back to a more veteran-laden lineup. Annie's back in, Amy Prusen.
Jaden's going to pick that one. Oh, no. I apologize. It was I thought he was going to call from behind reach in on Jaden, but I'm assuming we must have, again, somebody had stepped on the line for the Yellow Jackets, or maybe they bounced their dribble right on the sideline too. But again, ball handling woes come back to bite the Taylor Yellow Jackets. That was a tipped ball.
Yeah, what should
and
be
again,
fun.
that's where, you know, I'm watching the girls. Elle just got away with a little hop, step, walk there.
There's Annie, deep Annie.
Can't get it to go.
Nope, she's
a little
off.
flat on that shot.
Very flat. Taylor's going to bring the ball up with number 2, Katie O'Brien, crossing the timeline. She swings left side, Morgan Finley, number 12. Megan Mahone, they get it to their go-to in the post there. Julia Gooding, she kicks it. Here comes Katie O'Brien, number 2, into the lane. Megan Mahone, a deep one from the right wing, and it is true. She is true for what looks to be a 3-point basket. 15-13, 2-point game, 4:15 to go. The Braves
have kind of gone a little cold here for a minute since that last Ella Riggs basket a few minutes ago.
Boy, that Julia Gooding plays good defense.
Yeah,
Hands
nice,
up.
that was nice, solid.
2 in a row. She does plays tall and forces Maddie to go over her. Maddie cannot make the shot. Amy Prue, a second chance that doesn't go. And here comes Taylor with a chance to tie the game, if not take the lead. And
nice, Amy.
Braves with a steal. Amy Prue. It ends up in Annie's hand. She leaves
Nice
it to
pass.
Ella, and Ella finishes.
Nice and easy. Yeah, I want Amy Prue to keep shooting. I mean, I know she's really struggling through just a terrible shooting year for her. She's got good form, though, for the most part, and occasionally inconsistent with the form, but, you know, she's shooting under 10% from the field, unfortunately, so far this year. But she's a talented athlete, and she needs to keep when she gets an open shot, she should take it. And like I said, I know occasionally players go through struggles. It's been a longer than she had hoped struggle this year, but Amy's a tough kid, smart player, really good perimeter defender. I want to keep her shooting.
Braves break the timeline. KG in receipt of a pass. She puts it back on top to Annie. Annie assesses from the key. Maddie left key. KG left side. The ball swung all around to Ella. Maddie and Tanucci now on the right baseline. Ball's kicked out for a deep 3 left side to Annie.
Much better arc, much better rotation on that than the one she took about a minute ago. You could see that one's like, yeah, that one looked true when it left her hand.
20-13 for the Braves.
Nice
We're
job,
under
Ella
3.
And once again, a bounce pass, McKinnon for a bounce pass. Somebody trying to throw over Ella Riggs and almost did it again.
And Ella finishes as she's so good at, again.
Backside, somebody cut the backside. Annie didn't get back quickly in time, but fortunately the Taylor player fell down.
You know, I said it earlier, and can't emphasize enough. Ella has got the instincts of a scorer and a finisher, and another nice finish for her on the steal. The ball's back to Ella, right wing. Ooh, that was an errant pass by Ella. She's lucky.
Zoe Lantner did not react because that was a
that was the other way.
That was a pick 6 waiting to happen.
It was. Maddie's got the ball deep on the left baseline. She beats her defender.
Nice
she goes for the reverse, just comes up short.
Yeah, just couldn't get the right angle on the
Taylor
pass.
brings the ball up the front court. Braves drop back. There's a cross-court pass, and the Taylor player, Zoe Lantner, cannot hold the ball. Braves are going to have the ball back. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, in that player's defense, I mean, she maybe could have caught. That would have been a really difficult catch. That was a really bad pass. Riggs trying one from distance, and she's Got nothing but butter.
Someone's heating up.
Yeah, you just watch her take that shot, and you can just see, okay, that's laser handing. You know what's going in.
Taylor brings it up over the timeline and an errant pass. Annie cuts in front. Annie brings it over to Maddie. Maddie deep right wing to KG. Annie assesses from the top, a swing to Ella. KG. Maddie's looking for the long three, and it's true. Deep on the left wing.
Bang, bang, bang. 3 different Braves, 3 different threes, and all of a sudden we have what was a couple minutes ago a 2-point game, and now a 28 to 13, excuse me, Braves advantage. And
Taylor brings the
ball
up. Another bad pass by Taylor.
It would help Taylor's cause if they'd stop turning the ball over pretty much every possession.
Well, and to your point,
Chuck, a shot off in a while.
To your point, they continue to try to throw over top. The ball gets tipped and stolen. It just happened again. Maddie, the recipient of it, and a layup for Maddie. We're under a minute. And there's another non-bounce pass steal. Ella's on the ground with it. She gives it to KG. KG shares it with Annie. Finish, Annie, left-handed. Maddie's there to clean it up. Braves are on quite a tear.
We're going to get a couple new players in. Olivia Dowling's going to get her first action today.
We're going to get a Taylor timeout. This has turned very quickly and rapidly.
Quite the run here for Indian Hill. 17 points to nothing for the Braves. Yeah, as most folks know, Indian Hill still perfect in the CHL and 14-4. I think that should be 15-4.
Taylor more.
I think we don't have the Reading game
calculated,
and 11-0, I believe, in the league. But that's straight off the CHL website, so no harm, no foul. But yeah, the Braves nevertheless perfect in the CHL, and if they pick up the victory here, they will be perfect for the year, because no way on God's earth Finneytown is going to mount any kind of a challenge on Wednesday. Nothing against those young ladies. They have a lot of pride and bust their butts and work hard, but just completely overmatched.
Taylor crosses the timeline. Braves in their 2-1-2 press, half court. It's a steal. Ella Riggs brings it up. She's going to go Euro. And one.
Yep.
Finish.
And this is turning into this run now at 19-0 in favor of the Braves. Now, we talk about the bounce pass and stuff, but there's an additional component to all that where
Ella, a little
you don't
deep.
see these girls, and on both sides. This is one of the problems the Braves have had this year with the turnovers. We'll talk a little more in the second half about this, but you see a lot of passes the Braves will throw that are intercepted for failure to give just that little head fake, just a little pump fake, just a little misdirection to look the defender off. As any good quarterback would know, if you stare at your receiver long enough, the DBs are going to figure it out. And the Braves running a V now.
Yeah, the Braves get the ball on the jump ball. We're at 10 seconds. Annie, Ella, Maddie, the usual 3 running the V.
Girls
they'll play for 1.
Somebody yell at the time. Ella's going to get a errant shot off, and we're not going to get the bucket there, but props to the Braves with a 19-0 run to end the second quarter and head Brigus into halftime. Again, folks, do not go away. I know you may want to get up and use the restroom if you're watching this live, but the pregame Senior Day festivities and announcements and intros of those players and their parents is about to come up. So any minute now, I think we're going to segue into that. So Pete and I will be back in quarter number 2, and half number 2 in just a few minutes. But enjoy Senior Day festivities, folks. Coming right up. Senior Day, we're going to kind of butt out here. Larry Eli just introduced the seniors from Taylor, and Rachel Smith, head coach, will do the honors for our 4 outstanding seniors today. So Ashley Peru, Nora Stern, Sarah Stevens, and Maddie Antonucci are going to get their just rewards. And we'll turn it over to Rachel.
Coming to our senior night to celebrate our 4 special young ladies today. Yes, you guys can give a round of applause for them. I had the honor and privilege of coaching them their 7th grade year in junior high, so I wanted to be the one to talk
first junior, Amy Prue. Folks, welcome to Senior Day. We're going to kind of butt out here. Larry Eli just introduced the seniors from Taylor. And Rachel Smith, head coach, will do the honors for our 4 outstanding seniors today. So Ashley Peru, Nora Stern, Sarah Stevens, and Maddie Antonucci are going to get their just rewards. And we'll turn it over to Rachel.
Coming to our senior night to celebrate our 4 special young ladies today. Yes, you guys can give a round of applause for them. I had the honor and privilege of coaching them their 7th grade year in junior high, so I wanted to be the one to talk about them and introduce them. So I'm very excited and honored to be able to do that today. So first up with Amy Prue. Amy is being escorted by her mother, Leanne Prue. Amy played basketball for 8 years, earning 2 varsity letters for the Braves. She's a team captain this season. Amy also ran cross country and track and was a member of the 2019 state championship track team. Yes. Amy earned first team All-State in track, and Amy is an active member in the Bring Change to Mind Club and the Red Cross Club. She holds a GPA of 4.22 and is a scholar athlete and also a member of the National Honor Society. Amy is undecided where she'll attend college at this time, but Amy's favorite basketball memory is going to Florida this winter and living with her teammates for 4 days. Amy, everyone.
So our first junior, Amy Prue.
Next we have senior Sarah Stevens.
Up next, Sarah Stevens.
Sarah is being escorted by her parents, Mary and Bobby, and her brothers, Robert and Charles. Sarah has played basketball for 8 years and has earned 2 varsity letters for the Braves. Off the court, Sarah is a member of DECA, the Red Cross Club, Partners Club, and the Bring Change to Mind Club. Sarah holds a 3.7 GPA and plans to attend the University of Kentucky, majoring in marketing next year. Go Cats! Her favorite basketball memory is the buzzer beater against Madeira senior year. Pretty fun. Congrats, Sarah.
Sarah Stevens.
Next up, we have Nora Stern.
And Nora Stern up next.
Nora is escorted by her parents, Pat and Jim Stern. Nora has played basketball for 10 years, earning 3 varsity letters. She's a team captain this season. Nora was also the team captain of the Braves soccer team. Nora has a 4.0 GPA and is a scholar athlete. Next fall, Nora will attend Xavier University, where she plans to study early childhood education. Nora's favorite basketball memory is beating Baden by 1 point, and then they missed 3 free throws to win. Thanks, Nora.
One of my favorite memories, too, beating Baden last year.
All right, the last member of the 2020 senior class is Maddie Antonucci.
If you folks want to take a break for a while, this one might take a bit of time for Maddie Antonucci.
Maddie is escorted by her parents, Jeannie and Mike. Maddie has played basketball for 10 years and is a 4-year varsity starter for the Braves. Maddie's basketball accolades include, sorry, I have to take a deep breath for this one. CHL First Team Honors for 3 years, CHL Athlete of the Year, CHL Champion in 2019, Cincinnati Acquired Player of the Week, Cincinnati Acquired Division II Player of the Year, La Rosa's MVP, District 16 First Team Honors, First Team All Southwest Ohio, First Team All Ohio Honors, All-Time Block Leader at Indian Hill, over 1,000 points and to be continued point scorer. Maddie also played lacrosse for Indian Hill. Off the court, Maddie participates in DECA and is a 4-year student government leader. She is also a trained student leader. With a 4.24 GPA, Maddie is a scholar athlete and is also a member of the National Honor Society. Maddie will further her basketball career at Florida Gulf Coast University, where she plans to study biology and was accepted into the Honors College. Maddie's favorite high school basketball memory is going to Florida with her team and scoring the game-winning basket against Baden.
Maddie Antonucci. That's a lot shorter than it should have been, folks. Could have gone on for days and days with all of Maddie's accolades.
All right, one last time, let's give a giant standing ovation for our 2020 senior
Well, folks, Pete and I are going to take a quick break here. I believe we're segueing out of the senior night stuff. One of the 2019 senior. Is still out. I don't know, looking for hot dogs in the hallway there at the concession stand. Again, we just want to say how much we appreciate not only the 4 seniors, but their respective parents and all the parents that come out, do all the stuff they do for their kids. Obviously, all these young ladies are working hard, as do all student athletes, I think, at the high school level, and really put in a lot of time and effort for sometimes great rewards and sometimes not so much. But we appreciate all the folks that come out and support the Braves, and all the folks that work behind the scenes to help make all this sort of stuff happen. You can enjoy our broadcast. You can enjoy the senior day activities. It doesn't happen by magic, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of people involved, and God bless all of them, because they do a lot of work. Okay, so Braves back 34-13. And as I usually say, right where we left off at the end of quarter number 2. Ashley Bucher is going to be in the starting lineup this time for Taylor. She has 2 points. Well, we keep losing the electronic scoreboard on the north end of the gym. We keep losing the info for the players that is on the sideboards. I think Ashley Bucher has 2 points in the first half. Nothing for the Braves up there information-wise. So, sort of then, now I can say the usual suspects for the Braves: Kennedy Green, Annie Ishrading, Ella Riggs, Jaden James, Maddie Antonucci, starting the second half for Indian Hill. And Kennedy already applying some pressure. Watch the backside, Ella. Julia Gooding gets good position, but just really short-armed that shot. I was really surprised that she didn't just go up and put that right in. She, from 2 feet, she missed it by 1 foot. Surprising, because she had a really good first half for Taylor, I thought. And Mr. Robinson is back in the neighborhood.
I like that. Looks like Maddie comes up short. Taylor in transition, deep on the right wing. Number 10, in and out for Taylor.
Ashley Bucher can't
again.
buy another one. Again, she's a pretty decent shooter. Again, she's only hitting 30%.
Look at Ella going Euro right there again.
Yep, nice runner. And again, because of her size, height and length, which again are 2 different things. She's able to elevate and get above. So, very rarely are you going to block a shot like that. And very rarely are you going to, ref says it was tipped.
It was.
But yeah, once again, you see, I was talking about the propensity of players to not throw a bounce pass and try to throw it over players, throwing a direct line drive pass with no ball fakes, no head fakes, and expecting it to get through. And it just ain't going to happen against players like Ella Riggs, Maddie Antonucci, and Annie Ishrading and the like.
Multiple turnovers by Taylor. KG gets on the books with a nice 3. The Taylor player number 1, Bryn Stokes, a couple turnovers, misses a shot. Here come the Braves again. Annie over the timeline, hands off to Ella, swings it to KG. Maddie left wing. We're back to KG on top. She swings to Annie. Annie feeds the post, Jaden, and Jaden draws the foul against against Julia Gooding, and I like the ball movement there. Some quick, confident passes by the Braves. Ella's going to trigger from under the basket. There's a quick sub for Taylor. The ball's triggered into Annie. She brings it out on top, swings it back, hands to Ella, KG. Maddie left wing. She feeds Ella on the baseline to KG on top. She feeds Jaden. Turn, Jaden. Oh, Jaden had a good look if she would have turned.
And she just traveled.
You know,
that was a turnover for the Braves, but going back just to kind of demonstrate the normality of the huge number of turnovers on Taylor's part. 300 coming into this game, 358 turnovers on the season. That's about a 20 a game pop. So what you're seeing today is fairly normal in terms of their
there's the steal. Annie.
hectic ball handling, and
Annie's going to go all the way and finish it, Annie.
Oh, should have got
a little bit deep.
Yeah, she should have just kept. I don't know. She sort of. Did you think she sort of stopped a little bit short on that and kind of went up before instead of just going strong?
I think she was assessing the Taylor defender and looking maybe to draw the foul. It didn't work for her. Let's see what's going on here. The refs with some confusion on who's inbounding the ball. And now they're calling the foul on Julia Gooding, which I think there's confusion on the court. It looked like the foul was on Indian Hill. Anyway, Ella triggers. Annie rolls it out on top. Maddie looking for the ball at the post, but it goes to KG. Now it's into Maddie. Maddie kicks it back out. KG dribbles, assesses, and she nearly she does turn it over, and that's what that over-the-top pass can do. Now it's going to be held for jump ball. A bounce pass would have been far more efficient. And it looks like Taylor's going to have to take Julia Gooding out. She's had 2 or 3 quick fouls this half. She's one of their better players, but she may have 3 or 4 fouls now.
And they don't have any talented size aside from her. So Braves can look inside and probably just attack at will from in the paint here.
Here comes Maddie up the lane. She gets the feed from Ella. Maddie assesses off the glass. A little short, but Maddie's on that rebound. There's a loose one on the ground. I think that'll be a jump ball.
Or a timeout.
Taylor's going to call the timeout. Taylor's frustrated right now. You can see, Chuck, we didn't get a chance to talk about the first half, but that 19-0 or whatever that run was, very frustrating for Taylor. They come out in the second half. You can see the frustration in the eyes of some of the girls. Lots of turnovers, a lot of passes trying to go over the top that the Braves are tipping. And the Taylor coach, Alex Ritterhausen, senses the frustration. 39-13 Braves, 4:44 to go in the third. And Taylor will reassess. And Coach Harrington gives him a minute to talk about whatever it is on his mind.
Yeah, when you're not a good ball handling team, when you normally have a lot of turnovers, and then you have to go against an aggressive defense, a full court pressing defense, who is also pressing you in the half court pretty substantially as well. As you said, not only the fact that you're turning the ball over even more than you're used to, which is a lot, as I've mentioned, but yeah, going on that run where it's you got yourself in the game, you're down 2 points, and all of a sudden, you're down 21 points in the matter of about 4 minutes. And I'm sure that was a shock to their system.
Well, they run a couple younger girls out there who are not used to the pressure. One of them we know from AAU, and while we play some high-end AAU, it's not the same as going up against juniors and seniors, and Indian Hill's pressure is formidable. Taylor to inbound the ball. Indian Hill in the 2-1 press, and this looks like a turnover waiting to happen, and it is.
Yep.
Ball's on the ground, and it's pushed out of bounds. Indian Hill will get it underneath their offensive basket. Ella to trigger. She lays it out to Maddie. Maddie on top to Annie. Annie's gonna set a play up. Looks like Jaden pops out on the right wing. She swings it over to Annie, to Ella at the post. Ella with a nice turn, a little deep on the shot, but a very good rebound by Ella. She can't hold it, but you got to love the way Ella follows that shot.
Wow, I'm surprised that number 12, Morgan Finley, didn't get called for a technical there. She took what could have been construed as a swing at Maddie Antonucci. Speaking of the frustration you were just talking about, that reared. It's the uglier side of that frustration right there. Ref right there, I mean, he's going to let him play, but boy, I would have, if I were the ref, I would have blown a whistle and at least maybe called a foul to just settle things down a little bit. Or potentially called a tee, because she should have been, if I were reffing, I probably would have teed her up.
Braves in the half-court offense. Jaden on the left wing, and we're going to have that foul, Chuck, that you were looking for about a moment ago. Someone came through, and number 23 it is. That's Julian Scott, and she gave Maddie more than a shove. Braves will inbound it. Jaden takes the pass. Jaden, careful with those feet. She nearly shuffled. Ella assesses deep from the right wing. Throws it to KG. She feeds the post. Maddie, come on, finish. In and out.
Nice punch out. That was
Ella.
Nice. Ella wasn't going to get that board. She did the next best thing, was to tip it up, and Annie once again, unfortunately, dribbling right in front of herself.
Taylor's going to go all the way down.
Nooch with the stuff.
Yeah.
Maddie showing some hops.
Maddie's not going to let that layup go. And a nice block. Ella in transition goes Euro step, and guess what? It came out.
See, Mike Antonucci, the kid does have some hops occasionally. Mike and I get into a little.
Taylor brings the ball up in transition. There's going to be a blocking foul.
Yeah,
it looks like KG, and the classy young girl that she is, she helps the Taylor player up off the hardwood. Folks, it's 39-15 Braves over Taylor. 3 minutes and change to go in the third.
Well short by...
that's a nice outlet pass from Maddie to Ella. Ella's going to get one here. She sure is. Beautiful outlet. Maddie, eyes up, hits Ella. Braves back in that 2-2-1. And there it is, KG on the steal.
Pass nice. Oh!
KG with a very generous
pass.
A and a steal. There's that long three by Taylor that is not going to fall.
His hand straight up, Gene.
Katie O'Brien on the rebound for Taylor.
That's a walk. But Annie fouled her first, so. Had her arm wrapped around that young lady's forearm. Rose Vigran into the game to replace Kennedy Green.
Coach Chris Arrington walks the bench. A teaching moment, talks to his girls. And looks like Ella DeBow is about to enter, I think for the first time today. She is being summoned in.
What do we got? Maybe
we have probably a water drip or a sweat mark on the floor. Girls are going to...
Yeah.
Rose Vigran generously gets a towel to clean up that spot so, we don't have a slip.
Yeah, I've talked, ad nauseum about bounce passes and things of that nature. But, I was watching the other day, going back and forth with Mike Antonucci about I was watching some games from last year. You'd watch some of those clips, and not to give Claire too many props unnecessarily, but, she was a master of the bounce pass. But it was contagious. I mean, she'd do it. Nina Price would do it. Maddie would do it. Ella would do it. You'd see it, 12, 15 times a game where they'd feed somebody or post-entry passes of the bounce pass. And the other thing you see too, and I know they're not going to develop this good habit in the next couple of weeks as they get into the tournament, but players when they're passing, dribbling, etc., they're the one thing I don't see, and I think one of the reasons we turn the ball over a lot on passes, there are no lookaways. There are no ball fakes, no head fakes. You watch Nina Price, Claire DeHamel last year, just a quick glance away, kind of fake one way, pass the other. Get the defender a little bit off balance, and those passes are going to go through that are currently getting picked off because they're so heavily telegraphed.
Perhaps they have been sent down the Telegraph Road.
There you go. I was thinking the same thing. For those of you who didn't stick around to watch the end of our broadcast the other night, the Mark Knopfler references.
There's a common love thing here with Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. Braves.
Take it, Rose. It's a little left.
Rose Vigran misses. Number 10.
Come on, Annie. Hustle straight
back. With a
back.
rebound and an attempted finish, which does not fall for Ashley Bucher. Loose ball. Looks like Annie stepped on. She did step out of bounds at the ball. It's going to be a Taylor ball under their offensive basket.
That's a little technique thing, but Annie was running back with her. Annie can blow by that girl. And Annie, I think, was, I don't want to like put words in her mouth here, but I think what was going through her head was she's going to, stalk that girl and then try to block her shot. And what Annie should be doing really is sprinting back again because she can, and she's faster than that girl, and should be able to get set up and be able to square herself a little better and lessen her chance of creating a foul on herself. But again, that's such a small technique. I'm really nitpicking in that particular instance. Again, the old coach in me coming out, I'd like to see everybody do everything perfectly every time, and obviously that's not ever going to happen.
The magic purple towel, which was brought out once, is now being brought out by Maddie. There seems to be quite a few moisture spots on the court, and the girls are concerned there's slipping going on. I'm not sure why. It's certainly not humidity.
Yep.
There just must be with all the loose balls and girls on the ground.
Sliding, yeah.
Yeah.
So Maddie Antonucci, in addition to being the number 3 career scorer for the Braves, shows that she's a multitask talented and with her janitorial skills and wiping up some perspiration.
Ella's at the free throw line, misses the first. 41-18 Braves. We're under 2 minutes to go in the third, excuse me. And Ella
gets the ring around the rosy.
Ring around the collar, ring around the rosy. Call it what you want. 42-18 Braves stay in that 2-2-1 full court press, and this is just driving Taylor crazy. Taylor does somehow or another cross the timeline. They seem to assess from the top. And number 1, Brent Stokes on a drive draws the foul. Looks like it'll be on Rose Vigran.
You talk about the shooters touching that last free throw by Ella Riggs. You make your own luck sometimes when you have a nice soft touch and you're always in or around the rim, even if you're off by a little bit. She has a nice soft touch, and it's not going to clank off at any point.
Well, in the case of Ella, that's a girl that puts in the work. She is if I'm not mistaken, a one-sport committed basketball player, and you can see the benefit of the work ethic. She looks great on the court, and her techniques are wonderful. Taylor converts 1 free throw. Braves bring it up, and for the first time, a little 2-2-1-1 Taylor half-court press. Annie across the timeline to Ella. She puts the ball in. It's stolen by Taylor, number 1. And there's Ashley Bucher to finish, and she
cannot finish.
Misses the layup. Annie in transition up the right side.
Well, this is kind of a little bit of a deja vu. Not as dramatic, though, as, the other night against Reading, where the Braves were actually outscored 7-6 in quarter number 3. They've only put 8 points on the board versus 6 for Taylor in this quarter. So the blitz that happened in the last 4 or 5 minutes of quarter number 2 has gone away. And
the Braves sloppy with the ball. It's just kicking around.
That should have been a turnover, but wasn't.
Now it is. Now we got 2 girls.
No, you know what? The ref missed that call. Ella Riggs. No, not against Ella. That was fantastic hustle. Ella has her hands on the ball, and she's laying out of bounds. That is a turnover. That is not a jump ball.
Well, and now what we have is another wet spot on the court, 2 or 3 more girls rolling. Taylor's going to inbound it with less than a minute.
And again, I'm not criticizing Ella. Made a fantastic effort there. Great hustle. And but that's right in front of the ref, too. It's like, that's...
There's
it's not
Annie
like
on
Ella
the
wasn't
steal.
already touching the lane when she got the ball.
Annie's going to... Annie unselfishly there, because Annie had a lane. She takes it left hand. She's got a layup. Looked like she tried to set her teammate up with a bounce pass, and I compliment the bounce pass, but it's knocked out of bounds. Ella to trigger from under the basket. Ella to Bow. Right wing, Rose Vigran. Back to Ella. Ella
There's a rare
juggles.
miscue.
But Andine Hill maintains possession, and Annie with draws nothing but air. Taylor's got 10 seconds as they approach the timeline. Here comes number 2, Katie O'Brien. She lets it go a little deep on the iron.
To the board.
2 seconds. Maddie doesn't see the clock. That's a play that, Chuck, I know you've also talked about multiple times.
Somebody needs to be yelling in her
Yeah,
ear.
the bench could help Maddie out. She got the rebound. She brings the ball up. Was not aware of the clock. And that's nitpicking. The Braves are up 42-19. Perhaps it's not a big deal, but as we get later in the season, we get approach and then get into the tournament. Moments like that are important, and perhaps the bench could have helped.
Yeah, and again, the typically the first round or two especially the Braves will be a high, if not not a 1 seed in their particular sectional. So you would anticipate that the first game or two will not be a hugely difficult competition, but you start to get to like the third round. For instance, last year they played one of the best teams in the region, Purcell Marion, and or excuse me, Roger Bacon. Sorry, and just a couple little mistakes was the difference between winning and losing and advancing. And the Braves could have probably got another win or two if they had made it past that particular game, and losing by a couple points still sticks in last year's seniors' craw.
We've got that magic purple towel back out cleaning the court, and Braves trainers out not only assisting with the matter, but spraying what looks to be some probably an antiseptic on the court. There's been a lot of illness, as we all know, going through the community, and Taylor in the Three Rivers district, the school was closed, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Everyone's being cautious, some antiseptic being sprayed on the court.
Yeah, although from my perspective, I mean, Terry Connie out there with her spray bottle, and you assume it's antiseptic, but it's if that's the case, you probably should decontaminate everybody, have them run through some sort of Lysol shower or something, because I think Rose might have.
Yes, she did.
Nice pass in. Oops, no, Ella gets blocked. Because, all these girls are they're making obviously body contact constantly with each other. And I don't think a couple germs on the floor are going to matter when compared with all the germs that they're coming in contact with every few seconds.
Well, I can't recall a game either at the boys' varsity or certainly the girls this year where there's been as much.
That's way short.
Been a lot of people on the floor today. It's been been a scrum. All right, the Braves with the ball. They
nice
get the
pass.
Rebound. Olivia Dowling in transition swings it out to KG. KG drives the lane.
Dry. Oh, nice kick.
She kicks it to Rose Vigran. Maddie for a long three, just off. Julia Gooding back in the game and cleans the boards up for Taylor.
Nooch with the gamble.
Oh, and Olivia Dowling looks like gets her hands on the shot going up, knocks it away.
Yeah, now, and Drew Kantz is the player who had her shot block defense. She's a tiny little thing, about 5'3", 5'4". But
Julia Gooding looking for the ball underneath.
Nice job by
doesn't come to her. The
Olivia
ball is stolen by Ella Riggs on the trigger. Here come the Braves. And Ella's going Euro. You knew it and I knew it, and she misses that one. Taylor's going to slow it down. The ball's going to be brought up by Drew Kantz. She swings it over to Bryn Stokes. Back on top. Taylor moves it around. Julia Gooding in the post. She kicks it out. She wants the ball back. Does not get it.
Yeah, I think if I'm Julia Gooding, I think she seems to be a pretty talented player. She needs to, when she doesn't have the ball, she's kind of just sort of walking through the lane, hand held up, kind of, I'd like you to throw the ball, but she doesn't, she needs to be really get in the if she wants to be serious about the post, get in there and fight and start bodying up and creating space for herself.
Because right now she's block by her.
Yeah, she's just kind of walking around
she blocks Maddie, but here goes Ella going baseline, and
that's
now they're going to call Julia Gooding, and she
get
is
a blocking foul against Riggsy.
Foul on Taylor, number 14, Julia Gooding.
Might be her fourth. Yeah. It is.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Braves.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Larry didn't say because I can't. There are no fouls listed on the scoreboard. Any individual player fouls. Well, actually, I take that back.
Yeah, there are. I can see Julia Gooding with 4.
Okay, I apologize. You're exactly right.
My comment, Julia Gooding. Look, you were commenting on her just moving around a little bit. She's showing frustration. She's worked. She's made some nice plays. Her team is down 43-19. Probably not feeling as good about things as she was earlier in the game. Taylor brings the ball up. Ella converts 1 of 2. Drew Kantz into Julia Gooding. She kicks out to the wing, wants the ball back. Ella is defending her on the block. Rose Vigran body smacks Bryn Stokes. Rose has got 3 fouls, and Rose uses her fouls each game, and that's her role. play hard defense. Sometimes a foul is the byproduct. Taylor's got the ball deep in the front court. Pass over. They go to Julia Gooding in the post. She tries to make a move and a short shot. She's a little bit short with it. The ball's kept alive by Taylor. Ashley Bucher deep on the wing, and she finally hits the one.
Yeah, finally gets her first three-pointer, and she's now up to 5 points.
Deep
The
on the
one 15-footer in the first. That's could have been a dangerous pass, but Olivia Dowling there, right there to corral it.
The Braves have doubled up on Taylor at 44-22, just over 5 to go in the game. Ella assesses things. Jaden ends up with the ball on top. Hands off to Rose Vigran. Ella Riggs left side. Olivia Dowling back to Rose on top. Ella looks to feed the post. It's not there. Ball swings around. KG for a deep one from the left wing.
Can't
a little
get it
rich.
Yeah, still in all, though, in 11 minutes of clock time since the beginning of this half, the Braves have only scored 10 points to Taylor's 9. So,
KG
yeah,
to
they're working
trigger.
on stuff, but they're not getting the execution that they would want. Although at this stage, Maddie Antonucci and Annie Escherding both catching some Z's on the pines, on the plastic over there.
Ella Riggs drives the lane, misses the shot, fights for the rebound, gets it. She's a bit in no man's land. Coach Arrington sees it, calls timeout, and yeah, you've got a young team in there right now. A couple freshmen in to go along with Jaden and KG and Ella.
Well, this is again, against a fairly decent opponent. They're at this stage. This is their last true prep game before the tournament starts. Yeah, we mentioned Finneytown, but Finneytown, God bless their hearts, is just so incredibly overmatched that it's not going to be. I should think the Braves would probably rest their stars most of the time with their key players and get everybody else into some action. But yeah, this is the Braves' last real opportunity to
And
fine-tune
Sarah Stevens
things.
back in the game.
Yeah, to fine-tune things for the beginning of the tournament, which should be like latter part of next week, I believe. Chris will probably attend in Rachel's stead, but Rachel looks like her due date is like sometime before the end of the fourth quarter.
Well, looks like Rachel looks like those babies could have been born in 2019 even.
Yeah. So I'm imagining Chris is going to go. There's the tournament draw meeting is tomorrow. So hopefully I would expect the Braves to be a first or second seed within their sectional, and hopefully get a nice draw that they can go through a few rounds without being seriously tested. Tested enough to keep them sharp, but not enough to seriously threaten. And number 1, Bryn Stokes knocks down a 3 for the Yellow Jackets.
Might add, Coach Harrington brings a couple of those seniors back in for a little more playing time. Sarah Stevens, Nora Stern enter the game to go with Annie, Maddie, and now Amy Prue back in. I don't think we've seen Amy in the second half.
Yeah, you would think probably we'll see the seniors on the floor. Maybe not Maddie. Maybe she'll get a, if things work out right, you try to give each senior an opportunity to come out individually and get the cheers one last time.
There's Annie Isfording deep on the right wing, puts a little arc on the shot, which we've talked about. Works to her favor. It's a three-pointer, 47-25 Braves, 3 1/4 to go.
Yeah, it's her second bucket of the game, both of them threes.
Long three-pointer is made by
Taylor's starting to heat up a little bit. That's
Julia Scott.
Number 13, Sarah Kelly.
Sarah Kelly. We're at the 3-minute mark, fans. 47-28 Braves. A lot of seniors in the game, and it's Annie who drives, misses. And here comes Taylor.
Just a little out of control. And again, those of you who don't know Annie, this is a strong kid. She's got good height and everything, but she's got great feet, good speed, quick, and strong.
Sarah Kelly off the bench hits another 3 for Taylor. Excuse me, Chuck.
Yeah, I just still like to see Annie just say, the heck with it, I'm going in, like that. And let the fouls come. I think she's avoiding contact a little bit whereas nobody's going to, out-muscle Annie Istrading when she's making these drives. So I just like to see her go a little more consistently, go strong.
Speaking of determination, Maddie Antonucci takes matters into her own hand, drives the lane, goes through 2 or 3 people, draws the foul, and
got
finishes.
fouled by 2 or 3 people, too.
And she completes the 3-point play.
That was a pick-em as to who the foul was going to get called on there.
We're under 2.5. Braves lead 50-31. Taylor brings it over the timeline. Sarah Stevens defends. Ball comes around. Amy Prue on top. Back Sarah Stevens defends. The ball goes in to Julia Gooding. And Maddie went for the steal, missed it. And a nice little finger roll finish for Julia Gooding.
And it looks like we're going to get all the seniors out here in just a second. We got a complete line change for the Braves. As somebody's going to get called for a foul.
Number 24.
We do have the complete line change. The 4 freshmen are in. Rose Vigran, Olivia Dowling, Jordan Church, Skylar Robinson, and the sophomore Elizabeth Whaley. And there's a standing ovation, rightfully so. Our seniors are all coming out. Sarah Stevens, Maddie Antonucci, Amy Prue, Nora Stern. Big moment for that group.
And Annie Istrading is still the future of the Braves. She's only a sophomore. But got 2 sophomores and 3 freshmen on the floor. Certainly the future of Indian Hill basketball over the next couple of years.
Taylor brings the ball over the timeline. There's some high dribbling going on, some kicking. Oh boy, they're going to call Olivia Dowling for the foul. That looked like a carry, a travel, whatever you want to.
So there we go, Jordan Church coming in replacing Annie Istrading. So 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore on the court for the Braves. Yeah, I think, as we head into the tournament, and this, folks, by the way, is our final broadcast of this particular season. Again, Finneytown is at home on Wednesday. I'm going to be up at Baden High School scouting the McNick Rockets. A very likely potential opponent here, a couple rungs into the tournament. But yeah, I'd like to see the Braves are going to have to work on solving some of the issues. I mean, this is a really talented team. You got a lot of players who can do a lot of great things, and I, for one, have nitpicked on some things over the course of the year. But make no mistake, this is a team that can make some serious noise and do a lot of damage in the tournament. But got to cut down on the turnovers first and foremost. Last year they've dropped about their assists have dropped from 14 down to 9 per game. Their turnovers have increased from from 13 to almost 17 a game. Assist to turnover ratio was 1.0 last year. It's 0.5 now. They need to value the basketball. And, Maddie Antonucci is going to get a lot of defensive attention, probably a lot of double teams. Ella Riggs, same story. Annie's got to be able to control the tempo and value the basketball. But if those and the other players, they need to get some points off the bench and from Jaden and KG. And if they do that, this team has all the potential in the world that they can go deep into this tournament. So I'd certainly like to see them work on that as they go forward, and obviously wish them good luck. And as we mentioned, we don't know what the tournament draw is going to be yet, and won't know for like a day or two. That'll be posted on the website, the girls' basketball page on the. There we go. Will doesn't want to listen to us talk, so he cut us off.
Folks, we're under a minute.
I'm kidding. Will Church, our hardworking junior in high school wizard, is back in the booth making things happen along with Mr. Overberg and Mr. Dupps. Just one of my favorite people and one of the nicest, most polite, respectful kids you were ever going to want to meet. So, Will, there's your plug for the day.
Folks, we're down to the final 12.9 seconds, 52-33 Braves in control, and we'll certainly have a victory in the books here momentarily. Taylor is at the line, a little loose ball foul, not sure who it was on.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure to, thank, once again, I mean, I mentioned at some point earlier in the game that not only do we appreciate our seniors and our families, the parents of those seniors, but all the families and all the staff and crew here at Indian Hill, friends of the program, et cetera, that make so much of this happen for you. So as we tick off the seconds to the Overbergs, thank you very, very much. All of your entire family has been great. Again, this being the last game of our season, Mr. Dupps, who taught me back, 40 plus years ago when I was a student here. One of the coolest people I've ever met. So glad that you're still around making things happen for the Braves. Will get me to the church on time. My rookie partner here, Pete, and I swear to God, I won't make a mistake. I almost called you Pete Davidson before, and that's obviously not the
Chuck, don't
Pete
feel
Robinson,
bad. I've been
Mr.
called
Robinson's
a lot worse.
neighborhood. Yeah, Pete, not the guy from Saturday Night Live, who the erstwhile bad boy of SNL. And I'm Chuck D. Hamill. We really like being able to contribute and be part of this whole program, and just a fantastic school to be part of. I mean, my daughters are both in college now, but I do this because, my daughters have always been made to feel very welcome, and every other accolade I could possibly toss out, which are escaping me right now. I just really appreciative of the opportunity to participate in this and continue to pay it back to the Braves and to the Arrington family, which is about to become two children bigger any second now, Rachel. Thank all of you, Rachel, Jessica, Sarah, Chris, Sam, wherever you are, and Brooke trolling around the 8th grade team. We're looking forward to seeing you play next year for the high school program. And Rhonda Arrington, you too, because you make it all happen in your household. So, folks, Pete, you got anything left to talk about before we cut off for the last time this year?
I would say, we're looking forward, while this may be the last broadcast, a lot of basketball to play. We're expecting
Amen.
We're expecting some great things from this group, and we've got some games to get ready for that tournament. I know, Chuck, you and I will be at those games rooting the team on. We thank the Braves community for listening and watching when applicable. We wish everybody all the best. And Braves varsity girls basketball, we got more of it to come.
And fans, for those of you who watch these things live or those of you who watch them after the fact, thank you very much for your patronage. And for those of you who say, Chuck, why do you keep criticizing my kid? I love him. I really do. I'm a former coach, former player. I want him to get better. It's the coach in me that comes out sometimes, and hope you all take it in the spirit that it's meant, because I want them all to be as good a players they can possibly be. So anyway, we're out. Thank you all very much. Hope you've enjoyed our broadcast this season, and have a good evening. Happy Super Bowl watching tomorrow, folks. Bye.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.